For the first time in over a decade, Ohio State's at the top of its conference standings, and the Buckeyes are led by sophomore sensation Rebecca Best. Illinois invades with the talented and versatile senior Marika Botterman. Kathy Klages' Spartans come to Columbus having had the toughest schedule to date, and the outstanding junior Rochelle Robinson explodes on the vault. The Buckeyes of Carrie Fagan with a great freshman class here at home welcome the grace and the power of Big Ten women's gymnastics next. Snow and ice still dotting the banks of the famed Olentangy River. Come across the Lane Bridge to the magnificent Ohio State campus. Come inside famed St. John Arena, now the home of women's gymnastics. An exciting quad meet. Missouri, Illinois, the Spartans of Michigan State, and the Buckeyes begin conference action. Hi again, everybody, and welcome. What a meet we've got for you tonight. Ohio State paced by, well, a couple of freshmen leading in 3 events. How about in the all-around, the beam, and, of course, the floor? Great to welcome our tag team partner, Mary Lee Tracy, alongside a recent inductee into the USA Gymnastics Hall of Fame. When you're talking about those Buckeyes, we'll start with a super sophomore, Rebecca Best, really emerging, I think, as the team leader.
Yes, she's a leader because she is calm, cool, and collected, but at the same time, she is a fierce competitor. This adds to the mental stability of this Ohio State team here tonight. Coming off 2 wins back-to-back, I had a chance to talk with Carrie Fagan, the head Buckeye coach, a few moments ago. Ask her where her team is going into this meet, what she hopes to accomplish moving forward.
I think the girls are really confident right now. They have confidence in each other, and you know, they're willing to make the small improvements during the week and carry them into the weekend. So you know, obviously as a coach, you always want that little bit more. So every weekend trying to get a 10th here, a 10th there, and build the score.
And for the Illini of head coach Bob Startell, a very talented team led by the effervescent Illinois native Marika Botterman.
Yes, Marika is a senior. She is a beautiful athlete. She is a beautiful person, which makes her such a team spirit leader here of the Illini team. She is strong on all the events and just an inspiration to her teammates. And there, Allison Buckley. She is back and refueled and ready to go. She is back from an injury, and she's ready to compete.
Spartans of Michigan State have plenty of experience. And, of course, here's Rochelle Robinson. Power-packed all 4 feet. Look at those moves, 11 inches of her.
Yes, Rochelle Robinson, not only is she loaded with power, but that power transfers into scores, which are really going to help her Spartan team.
Kathy Klages counting on that young lady. So we've got a great quad meet. The Spartans, the Illini, Missouri Tigers are here. The Buckeyes at home. An exciting quad meet. Women's gymnastics on the Big Ten Network from the Ohio State University, St. John Arena. First rotation, Mary Lee. The Buckeyes will be on the vault. Illinois on the uneven bars, the Spartans on the balance beam, and Missouri on the floor. The 18-year-old freshman out of Frederick, Maryland, Kelsey Joanne Undies.
Kelsey, as we have seen in the past couple competitions, is a very strong competitor on this event. She has a very good look and a very good line.
Had an excellent preseason, Bob Startell was saying, physically all set to go. Said she's a very soft-spoken gal, but her gymnastics will speak volumes.
She mounts on the back side of the bar, starting with a handstand right into a giant full pirouette, a little bit of a form break into her release move from the high bar to the low bar called a pack salto. She did her transition to the high bar and is getting ready to set up for a giant full right into a double tuck dismount and a little hop on the landing, but a nice routine.
Out of the Fredericks Gymnastics Club, says she is organized, goofy, and energetic. What do you like about the dismount?
Well, the dismount in combination, you'll see a lot of tonight when they put this full pirouette directly connected to the double back flyaway. It gives them an added bonus to their score.
Kelsey Joannundes for the Illini. For the Spartans on the beam, the junior out of Chesapeake, Virginia, Rochelle Robinson.
Rochelle mounts the beam, nice and steady and calm. Getting ready to do her flight pass, back handspring layout, step out.
You don't see an error by her very often.
No, not too often. I don't know that this is her favorite event. She looks a little sore in the ankles also, which is why I think they're so taped up.
How can you tell? How can you tell that she looks sore? You can tell, but folks at home need to know.
Well, because on the other events you see she's so aggressive and assertive, and here she looks a little more standoffish. Her posture's not as strong. And there's her dismount. Looks like she was happy to get off the beam. Comes her interesting dismount. It's a back handspring right into a gainer layout full twist and a nice landing.
Certainly not the score she had hoped for. How good is Allison Buckley, Illinois' first All-America since back in '76, the sophomore. How bad was the injury, Mary Lee?
It wasn't a long healing injury. It was more of a nagging injury. She's had ankle problems, and I think they just wanted to get her cleaned up so she'd have a strong season.
Coach Bob says the sky is the limit for this young lady on your screen right now. Older sister Jamie, a member of the University of Illinois at Chicago gymnastics team. Could be the future of the program right here.
At least on this event, it's a little bit easier on your body. She's probably been working a lot of bars. Strong cast to handstand to start a routine. Very interesting combination to the high bar. Added a half twist. Nice release move over the high bar called a hecht. Right into a nice pack salto to the low bar. Working well with the swing of the bars. There's a strong handstand. And that was a half turn to a double front dismount.
Nailed at the end. High fives from Coach Bob, who says Allison's resume speaks volumes for herself. In her first year, she was able to accomplish more things than any other freshman in the team history. That says it all.
And here she goes, setting up. Here's the handstand. Right into the half turn. And this is a hard landing to stick because you're landing frontwards.
One of the things Allison has dreamt about doing, like every young gymnast, going to the Olympics. Amanda Serene says that excuses are simply reasons wrapped up in lies. Here's the senior out of Fairfield, Ohio. The Buckeyes on the vault.
Amanda Serene is a very powerful vaulter. You can tell the way she punches that run right into a nice Yurchenko layout full.
She's come back from a foot injury for this, her final year here at Ohio State. Coach Fagan saying she hopes that she can regain some of the momentum from her sophomore year when she was one of the team's top vault performers.
And again, that powerful run. Nice, strong dynamics off the horse. Good form, nice laid out position, and just that small hop on the landing.
Member of the Cincinnati gymnastics team before the Buckeyes, and a criminology major, Amanda Serene. On the beam for the Spartans now, Kelsey Morley, fifth up and in the rotation. Sophomore out of Elkhart, Indiana.
Very interesting way to go down on the beam. One thing you'll notice about Kelsey is she enjoys performing beam. Very seldom do you see so much personality come out on beam because they have to be so focused. Leap combination with a lot of difficulty. The last jump was a sheep jump. Very challenging. Full turn with a nice, interesting leg position.
And needs to pick it up for the Spartans, Mary Lee, after Rochelle Robinson led off with kind of a sloppy routine.
Yes, and that's hard to come back after. But it really helps when you get up on the beam and you like the beam. That's a front aerial, which is a walkover with no hands, right into a back handspring. This is an incredible combination, side aerial to side aerial, and she makes it almost every time she does it. And I love how focused she is, all that's going on around her, and she stays tight all the way to a beautiful stuck dismount.
This gal is a great story. She was a walk-on, but she competed for that lady, Kathy Flagus, in all 14 meets last year, voted most improved and the coach's award.
And there was that nice combination.
Says she visualizes her routine about 3 to 5 times before she goes. All smiles, Kelsey Morley. This young lady competed in at least 3 events in 11 of 13 meets for Illinois last year, including the all-around at the Big Ten and regional championships. The senior, Marika Botterman.
You can see her getting ready. She's visualizing her routine before she starts.
I was kidding her about her first name. I said, how many different pronunciations? She said, oh, Maruka, Majuka. She says she's heard them all. I said, what's her middle name? She said, Lauren.
That would have been a lot easier. Really like her form. Her legs are always glued together. Nice toe point into a big release move. That's a pike Jaeger way over the height of the high bar. And there's a release to the low bar. Requirement to have 2 different release moves. You can see she's winding up for the dismount, and that's a double back with a full twist and a great landing. Very difficult bar set.
Fans on the Big Ten Network know that her younger sister Kylie is a sophomore gymnast at the University of Michigan. Here's the release.
Nice straight line as she goes from the high bar to the low bar. And again, you see them always pick up speed as they go into that dismount.
Hoping for that senior leadership, pointing to the Big Ten championship. Carrie Fagan, the coach of the Buckeyes in her 5th year, a graduate at Penn State back in '98. Her husband Ryan played football for Coach Paterno. Taylor Jones, the freshman, the Oklahoma Gymnast of the Year in 2007 and a 5-time Junior Olympic qualifier.
Taylor has a nice controlled run. Nice Yurchenko full. Shame she took that little step on the landing.
Just a little bobble.
Little lacking in the speed of the run, which could be a little bit of the reason why you see her come up a tad short on her landing.
How would you coach her to improve then on the speed of the run, Mary Lee?
I would say pick your feet up faster and get down there quicker.
Coach Bob says this gal on your screen, a competitor by nature, and her work ethic is difficult to duplicate. Nicole Coward.
And also on this event, she's very aggressive, and that's why you'll see big release moves, strong legs, and excellent form and execution. It's beautiful to watch. There's a Ginger on the inside of the bars versus the outside. Very difficult. Nice dismount with lots of difficulty.
Suki, as she's nicknamed, says she's always dreamt about going back in time and becoming a Greek goddess. Here's the junior out of Greenwood, Indiana.
Well, this dismount is a double back with a full twist. Very well executed.
And you see Coach Bob's reaction there. Nice routine by the accounting major. As a freshman, this gal led the Buckeyes in the all-around and on the vault, coming off that awesome debut as a freshman, picking up right where she left off, emerging as one of the team leaders, Rebecca Best.
Rebecca has a little bit of a slower run, but she's a powerhouse. That is a little more challenging of a vault. She not just does the full, but she does a full and a half.
2007 Junior Olympic national champion in the all-around and in the vault and the beam and the floor.
Here she goes. Watch the number of times she goes in her spin right here as she leaves the horse. A little bit of leg separation there. A full. She's looking for that landing because it's a frontwards landing. The slow run again could cause a little bit of the short landing.
Asked her to describe herself. She said happy, laid back, and oh yes, super fly. Rebecca Best for Ohio State. She will celebrate her 21st birthday February 22nd. The junior from Bay City, Michigan, Nicole Curler, now for the Spartans.
The first thing she's going to present is her flight series because it's difficult. A one-arm back handspring, one-arm back handspring to a layout step out. Get that out of the way. And there's her leap combination. Shows good flexibility along with nice amplitude. Very smooth. Very enjoyable to watch.
Ankle wraps, do they help you on the beam?
Yes, especially if you're dealing with a little bit of an injury and there's some instability, especially since it's only 4 inches wide. Tape is very supportive. And there's her cartwheel full twist with one step on the landing.
First team All Big Ten in 07, first team All Big Ten in 08. Nicole Curler with a very good routine there.
And there's that one-arm back handspring, one-arm back handspring, right into a layout step out. Very difficult.
They'll be counting on her heavily when they get to the Big Ten Championships, which you'll see live right here on the Big Ten Network. Sarah Shire just celebrated her 21st birthday last week. The transfer from Utah, the junior for Missouri, now on the floor.
Sarah is very happy at her new school. Her coach, Rob Drass, and her get along very well, and it's a great mix for her. She certainly helps this team out. You're going to see powerful tumbling and incredible dance out of Sarah. Starts off with a huge double pike, and you can see Rob right there, very excited. Sarah's been known for her incredible power. Nice second pass.
Did a great job out in Utah, performing there in the shadow of the Wasatch Mountains. Helped Utah to runner-up honors in the 2007 NCAA championship. Father is a high school teacher and a coach, and her mom graduated from Missouri.
Very nice combination of dance moves along with her incredible tumbling. Teammates look like they're into the whole dance also. Here comes a strong final pass, I'm sure. Nice double tuck and a great landing to finish. Very strong for Sarah.
He was the Big 12 Conference Newcomer of the Year, third in Tiger history. And Rob Drass in his 10th year at the helm of the Tiger program. He liked the performance there. Second pass now for the O'Hara High School graduate.
And this is her pass. It has 2 different saltos in it. She does a back half and then a 1.5. Nice, strong finish.
How about that? 9.90 for the junior, only 4.11. Sarah Shire. Rising star right here. 05 Junior Olympic National Qualifier. The 20-year-old junior out of Heartland, Wisconsin, Sarah Schmidt for Illinois.
And Sarah mounts over the low bar, which gives her a lot of swing right into this first move, which is a giant full. Into a giant half, into her release move. First one and second one directly connected. Great for combination bonus. And there's her toe handstand. Right into another great combination, which is a giant full to a beautiful double tuck.
Missed 2 meets last year because of a sprained ankle. No problem here.
Watch how clean knees together and a perfect stick.
Coach Bob says no question for his Illini team to reach nationals. Sarah Schmidt will have to be a key factor. A Saturday night in Columbus, Ohio, a quad meet on the Big Ten Network. Missouri's here. When we come back, the Tigers on the vault. Ohio State will move over to the bars. Illinois on the beam and the Spartans on the floor. Stick around on your Big Ten Network. Our Big Ten women's gymnastic team proud to be here at St. John Arena, the campus of Ohio State University. An exciting quad meet and a reminder that the Big Ten Network is looking for its most passionate fans with Big Ten superfans. The Big Ten Network wants to reward its loyal viewers with chances to win great prizes like tickets to a big game, TVs, iPods, and much, much more. Register now at thebigtennetwork.com. Mary Lee Tracy, Buckeyes on the vault after the first rotation.
A little disappointing for them. They were hoping definitely for some bigger scores on that event.
And the Illini.
Consistency all the way.
Some smiles over there. And Michigan State, the Spartans opened up on the beam. Disappointing for Rochelle Robinson, to be sure.
But her team stood up for her.
Missouri, they had a strong performance on the floor led by Sarah Shire. So team scores after the first rotation in our quad meet here on the campus of Ohio State University. But let's reflect back for a second. Coach Bob, there were an awful lot of high fives over there with your team on the uneven bars. Give yourself and your team a grade.
Well, you know, I don't want to give them too big of a grade right now, so I'll give them a B+. I think they did an exceptional job. We're going to try to take some little energy from that event and take it over to balance beam.
With a quad meet like this, is it hard to keep your concentration with so much going on?
I think what you try to do is keep your team focused on themselves and not try to get them distracted, because they're going to watch the other competitors if they get a chance. So it is a challenge, but we're doing a good job so far.
So, Bob, is the team psyched for beam?
Oh, I would think so. They've been doing really well the last couple weekends. It's generally pretty much our strongest event, so hopefully we can just continue the success and have a good showing.
Thanks, Coach. We'll see you as it goes on.
Thank you.
Coach Starkell's Illini move over to the balance beam. The Tigers on the vault, the Buckeyes on the uneven bars, and the Spartans open up on the floor exercise. The junior, Nicole Coward, on the beam for Illinois.
Good start, wanting to get the Illini off to a strong start on this event. Group series, just a little tentative.
Is first up the toughest spot or last?
You know, some girls like to go first just to get it done, but it's a very important position to be in.
It's kind of an interesting mindset coming from you, a coach, just to get it done. Explain.
Well, there's a lot of pressure on this event, and sometimes right after you warm up, you feel good, you've just been on the beam, you want to go. Kelly's a very solid beam worker. I like how aggressive her arms move on the beam. And there's a nice stuck full dismount.
Out of Greenwood, Indiana, the 20-year-old accounting major, Nicole Coward. For the Tigers of Missouri, out of Plano High School, Plano, Texas, 5'3" sophomore, Alex Gold.
Alex starts very far back on her run. Usually the girls start anywhere between 65 and 75 feet. Looks like she takes the full runway for this run. Enters the horse frontwards and does a nice front vault, piked with a half turn.
Well, she just got great acceleration and explosion here. Watch the liftoff. Here she goes.
Great rise, great form in the air, and lands standing up with a half turn. That was outstanding.
Chose Missouri over Kentucky and Utah State. And how about that? 9.90. That's a new career best for Alex Gold. Her previous 9.85 twice last year. So a new career high. She wants to become a physical therapist after graduation. The junior, Yorktown, Virginia, Hillary Dow.
Starting off with a big swing here, right into a giant with a full pirouette, and then a half pirouette into her release move on the low bar. Hillary is a tall gymnast, which makes for beautiful lines on the bars. A giant full right into the double tuck dismount. A little bit of leg separation, that's called a cowboy, which will cause some deduction.
Height the help or a hindrance then because of the separation of the high and the low bar?
To an athlete, it feels like it helps him rotate faster, but it is a deduction.
She is the go-to gal for this team emotionally and athletically. Strong effort there and a good finish. This personable freshman describes herself as organized, energetic, and, oh yes, goofy. Kelsey Joanne Undies.
Kelsey shows her flexibility right off on her leap series. A lot of gymnasts like to get their difficulty in at the beginning, and here comes her series, which is a back handspring layout step out. Very solid, very controlled movement. Another leap combination. Obviously, jumping and leaping on the beam is one of her strengths.
What's the biggest adjustment on the beam a freshman has to make from the previous level?
I think what's hard in college is that team feeling of not just wanting to hit for yourself, but to hit for the team, and it adds a little bit of pressure. She seems like she's going to be a very dependable one for the team. Very nice dismount and a great landing.
Coach Bob said she had a great preseason. Physically, she's all set to go. The freshman out of Frederick, Maryland.
And here comes that series right off at the beginning, and she starts solid.
Graduated in the top 5% of her class in high school. The Distinguished Maryland Scholarship Award. 4-year honor student, Kelsey Joanne Undies. For the Spartans of Michigan State out of Wheaton, Illinois, Caitlin Rogenside.
She starts off with her pass that is required to have 2 saltos. Caitlin really looks like she enjoys this event. And a little bit sassy sometimes. The whole team is behind her, pulling to get that double back in, and she does a great job.
Indeed, she has been the model of consistency for 4 straight years for Coach Kathy Clayton.
Yes, she has. And there she comes for that last pass, taking a good deep breath before she goes. And it's a nice 2.5. It's full of expression.
Her teammates right there in the background, they're loving it.
Yes, they are. Really helps to feel that energy right behind you.
She's a psych major. We'll see if she psyched out the judges at all, but that big broad smile, and look at the reaction. And another look, second pass, Mary Lee.
Here it is. It's a backward tumbling pass, a round off back handspring to a double somersault in the pike position, and a very nice landing.
How does she like to spend her day off? She says catching up on her homework, and oh yes, catching up on some sleep. Great job. Kind of a nervous and very intense Carrie Fagan now as her emerging team leader, Rebecca Best, the sophomore, about to hit the uneven bars.
Let's see how calm and cool Rebecca is on this event. Starts off with a nice release move down to the low bar, a straddle back to handstand. She looks strong and confident here. Her half pirouette, another half pirouette, and right into her dismount, which is going to be a full twisting double back with a great landing.
And you see her Buckeyes teammates in the reaction there. Rebecca had a terrific dismount, didn't you think?
Yes, I did, because not only was it difficult, but she executed it very well. And then the bonus right here, which is the stuck landing.
And this super sophomore's favorite quote about competing, develop a negative into a positive. No negatives there. Rebecca Best for the Buckeyes. Best memory in her Illini career. The Big Tens, the regionals, the NCAAs last year, because she said we really came together as a team. Allison Buckley.
She starts off with a press mount, which is a strength move you don't see a lot in college. Very nicely done. Allison just back after an injury. Nice back handspring, layout, step out, layout, step out. That's a 3-series pass. Very difficult.
How many different degrees of injuries are there in gymnastics?
Everything from a stub toe to a surgery. Small error there. You could see she dropped her left shoulder when she landed. She gets down on that beam because it's a requirement, and it's also a chance to catch your breath. Straddle jump, showing very good flexibility. Nice lift on her leaps. And then the dismount with a great stuck landing. Other than that small wobble, a very solid routine.
Great camera work there. You saw the ankle just barely clinging to the beam as she started her dismount.
And here's back to that mount, showing so much strength. It's called a press to handstand. And then she takes it into what is called a planche, which shows incredible strength.
Bob Starkell, her 10th year coach, says the sky's the limit for this gal, Allison Buckley. 3-time Big Ten Coach of the Year right there in her 19th year as the head coach, Kathy Klages. Emily Lopatovsky now, the junior out of Waymart, Pennsylvania.
I think Emily's ready to bring it home for the team on this last routine for floor for the Spartans. Spartans are full of energy tonight. And that was incredible. Double layout somersault with a small step out of bounds.
Which will cost her
a 10th. But I think she's going to make up for that in her performance. The front tumbling pass, 2 saltos, the second one with a full twist. Assistant coach Katie Teff does a lot of their choreography. So they must work well together because the girls look like they really enjoy doing their routines.
You know, you talked about it during the warm-up, but this meet tonight, this quad meet here on the campus at Ohio State has a lot of energy. I mean, the Spartans brought a lot, the Illini brought a lot, but this just has a little more energy than some of the places we've been.
I think These are just some really good teams that have a lot of good energy together with their coaches. I think they compete against each other a lot, and it's close. And she finishes with an incredible double tuck somersault.
Rochelle Robinson loved it in the background there. All right, here's the tumbling pass where the advertising major stepped out.
This is a big pass, though. That's a double somersault in a laid out position, and she definitely is over that white line.
Standout performer, won the floor a couple of times last year in her sophomore season. A study in contrast on your screen right there. Carrie Fagan, who teaches her young gals patience, but admits, well, I'm not very patient myself. I asked her about it.
I would not say patience is one of my strengths, and my team would probably agree with that. But you know, it's wanting to be good and wanting to be good now, and I think the girls can appreciate that and realize that this is Ohio State, and then there is an expectation, and you know, be patient through the week. But when the weekend comes, it's time to be ready to compete.
Coach Fagan says this gal is a rock-solid competitor and will concentrate on the floor and bars this season. Returning as the Buckeye captain, Alyssa Meyer.
One advantage of doing bars at home is you know the balance of the bars, you know the lighting. And the lighting can affect big release moves like this one. That is huge. Small clip of the heel on the bar, full turn to another release move, straddle back on the low bar. And she sets up to do a big dismount. It's a double somersault in the laid out position, which is the most difficult, to a stuck landing.
That's what Carrie Fagan was saying, to increase the difficulty of Alyssa's routines, and they've done exactly that. What a release, huh?
Very big release, but you could see on the left where she clipped her foot on the bar.
Wants to become a physical therapist upon graduation. The senior Alyssa Meyer for the Buckeyes. Named in the who's who in American high school academics. Out of Aurora, Kansas, Melissa Fernandez for the Illini.
Melissa looks very calm. This is one of her favorite events. Some athletes really enjoy the challenge of staying on the balance beam while others fret.
Really has grown since her freshman year, the coaches say, as far as presence and style.
Absolutely. And here's her flight series. 2 back handsprings to a layout step out, and she made it look as if she was on the floor. Great confidence. Always tell by the way they hold in their posture. She remains at vertical on her combinations, on all of her jumps and leaps. Also like her steady rhythm. Keeps it moving.
Coach Starkel said that Melissa had a great preseason.
Side summy, very difficult skill, but she certainly made it look very easy. And now for her dismount, which is a round off to a double full. Very clean, nice amplitude.
Competed on the vault and beam in every meet for Illinois last year. Another look at the dismount.
She gets a great solid punch, which leads to a great solid landing.
And how about this for the 20-year-old sophomore? A 9.825, best for Illinois on the beam. A lot of smiles, some young and enthusiastic fans here in Buckeye Land watching this quad meet on the Big Ten Network. Straight ahead, the results of that second rotation. When we come back, Rochelle Robinson on the vault for Michigan State, Rebecca Best on the beam for the Buckeyes, Allison Buckley on the floor for the Illini. Straight ahead. Welcome back to the famed St. John Arena here on the campus at Ohio State University in Columbus, and our exciting quad meet here in women's gymnastics. And a programming note, the Big Ten Tonight, your ultimate source for all things Big Ten. It's the nightly show for highlights, analysis of all today's Big Ten action, interviews, scores, highlights, and so much more. Big Ten Tonight only on the Big Ten Network. Check your local listings. For the Tigers, the best on the vault, Alex Gold with a 9.900. Meanwhile, Rebecca Best was the best.
Yes, she was. Great for the Buckeyes to start off with 2 9.8s.
For the Illini, a strong effort there by Melissa Fernandez and Kelsey Joanne Undies. And on the floor for the Spartans, Emily and Caitlin running 1-2 like a couple of thoroughbreds that they are. So the team standings after rotation number 2. We talked about it being tightly bunched in a building here, St. John Arena, that is just jam-packed with emotion. Coach, did you guys stop at Dunkin' Donuts on the way in? I mean, I've never seen enthusiasm like your team had in that floor exercise.
Well, we had a couple of our girls throw some new tumbling passes tonight, and we were a little excited because they hit them and hit them well. So we're pretty fired up right now.
Halfway through 2 rotations, give your team a grade so far.
Well, I think that considering we started out on beam with a fall and having our girls come back and hit the next 5, we were very pleased with their performance there. And then, of course, floor exercise, when you have the last 2 kids do new tumbling passes and you hit, it's just a really exciting night for us.
Keep the enthusiasm going, Coach. I know you will.
Thank you so much, Tim.
So with the scores so tightly bunched, as a coach, what are you telling your team now with 2 rotations to go?
You're telling them that every 10th is going to matter, but to stay focused on your performance only, because that's all you can control.
You get the feeling this is going down right maybe to the last rotation, the last performance.
This will go down to the last rotation, no doubt.
So far, we've got Michigan State on the vault, the Tigers on the uneven bars, the Buckeyes on the beam, and the Illini on the floor. For the Spartans, Kelsey Morley on the vault, second up in the rotation.
Kelsey is a strong vaulter. Very interesting vault. She twists on the way onto the horse and only does a half twist off.
Voted most improved and got the coach's award, the 5'4" sophomore.
You watch here on the entry, she's twisting coming on, a full twist, and a full twist coming off of the horse, kind of blended together in the middle.
Great job. Now the senior, 21 years of age, out of Collinsville, Illinois, Lindsay Smith. A little attitude right from the start.
Right from the start. This is a very nice first pass. Round off back handspring into a nice double pike. A lot of gymnasts use the double pike to open, but what separates them is when they have amplitude and they land tall. Here comes the second tumbling pass. And it's a front handspring, front layout, front layout. One of the requirements is to use all parts of the floor. When they create a floor pattern, it's important to get to all of the corners.
I bet James Bond never thought his theme music would be used for gymnastics.
Probably not, but I think he'd be pleased. Getting that breath together to do a strong last pass, which is a double back in the tuck position. And again, she lands very tall on her tumbling passes.
When you say she lands tall, what do you mean?
Tall versus bent over with your shoulders near the floor.
She did a 9.850 on the floor last year, coming right at you.
And here you'll see as she comes down, she continues to lift her shoulders, which creates a landing with no deductions.
Kinesiology major out of the World Class Gymnastics Club and a 9.800 for the Illini. The 20-year-old sophomore out of Livonia, Michigan, Nicole Argyros.
I want you to watch how tight her run is right when she starts off. She gains a lot of power in her run. There it is, and as you can see, she really accelerates as she gets close. And has a very dynamic vault.
Has an interesting kind of pre-run routine. She kind of ducks down almost like a wide receiver just before the snap of the ball, huh?
Yeah, almost like a slingshot. You're going to see here, she's got great arms. She hits the board, again, very tight. Comes off the horse, great rise, nice head position. Just a little extra power.
Before Michigan State, trained at the Michigan Academy of Gymnastics under Coach Douglas Rowe, Nicole Argyros. Another look at last year's Big 12 Newcomer of the Year for those Missouri Tigers on the uneven bars, the junior Sarah Shire.
Sarah Shire has always been a competitor. She doesn't shy away from competition. She's actually hungry for it. She starts off with a big swing. Coach Rob ready to give her a spot if needed. Giant full into a huge ginger with excellent form. Sarah sets up to do a big dismount. Double layout, beautiful body shape, and an incredible landing.
Specialized on the beam and vault while at Utah, but it's really stepped it up on the uneven bars here for the Tigers.
Look at this body shape, pressed open, legs together, and a perfect landing.
And how about that score? Sarah Shire again for the Tigers. Carrie Fagan says that this gal, Nicole Crowder, looked great on every event, but her best by far is the beam.
And she begins with a press-on mount, showing incredible strength. Nice toe point all the way up to a stag handstand. And she chooses to start with her leap series. 3-leap combination. Right into another jump. Definitely must be one of her strengths. What's nice about these routines is there are some requirements, but you can also pick and choose things that you do well. Looks a little tentative here. There's her flight, yes. A little bit of a wobble there. You could see her nerves when she was going into it. There are rhythm deductions. If you take more than a 2-second hold in preparation for any skill, you will get a 10th in deduction for rhythm break.
Is that something you think about when you're up there?
Yes, pretty much, because you've been educated on it as an athlete. And there's the dismount to a perfect stick.
Member of the National Honor Society, Nicole Crowder, the freshman. They're expecting big things of this talented athlete.
And there's that flight. It was a great fight. It was a good effort. She was focused, but she definitely will get a deduction for the break.
Out of Carmel, Indiana, and a 9.725 on the beam. This exciting senior had a great exercise on the floor for this part. Let's see how she does now on the vault. Caitlin Rogensack, the 20-year-old senior.
She definitely looks ready to go, fired up on that run. And she nails a layout, Yurchenko half, which is challenging to stick with the front landing.
Watch the hands, the wrist, everything was right in sync.
Yes, it is, which adds to that excellent landing.
A picture of consistency all 4 years for Coach Kathy Kligas. Caitlin Rogensack. Kelsey Joanne Undies, the freshman, 18 years of age, out of Frederick, Maryland now for the Illini.
And she starts off with a very strong double pike with a great landing. I like to watch her. Kelsey shows so much poise and confidence in the way she holds her chin and in the level of her performance. Very nice rise and amplitude on all of her jumps. She also works well with her feet.
Coach Bob there in the background. Can poise be taught as a coach?
It can be taught absolutely like anything else, but it sure is nice when it comes natural. I would say that Kelsey has had some dance in her background. And her final pass is a double back in a tuck position, but she lands a little flat. But overall, a beautiful floor routine.
Take a look at that first pass.
And this first pass got her off to a great start. It's a very good form. You can see how tight her legs, her toes are pointed. Just a solid landing.
At the Frederick Gymnastics Club, coached by Larissa Firestone, Kelsey Joanne Undies. 4'11" and power pack Rochelle Robinson now for the Spartans. Rotation number 3, 5th up on the vault for Michigan State.
Michelle's been around a long time. She doesn't take a lot of warm-ups, doesn't really need a lot of warm-ups, and is protecting that body. And here she goes, saluting the judge. On this event,
less important here than on the floor.
On this event, a smile is not important. Great stick landing. And you can see by her walk that hurt the ankles a little bit.
I think she just told Kathy, I'm all right.
Yes, she did.
But the face belies the words.
Sure does.
What happened on the landing?
I think she was just a tiny bit short, and so her ankles flexed forward, which caused, yes, a little intensity on the ankles.
Out of the Ocean Tumblers Club, Rochelle Robinson, the 20-year-old junior, but she's walking off okay. The head coach from 2000 until now, Bob Starkell, who attended high school in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Lynette, his wife, a couple of daughters back in Champaign, Haley 9 and Claire 6. Future gymnasts as we watch Allison Buckley.
Allison certainly loves doing her floor routine. She starts off tumbling frontwards, a little execution there on the landing, but a very difficult pass. Again, just coming back from the injury, everything probably is not quite polished up yet. You notice she's tumbling more forward, puts a lot less stress on the ankles.
Is this one of the events you're worried about injuring when you're coming back from one?
Yes, just because there's so much pounding as far as in the tumbling, and then you also have the jumps and the leaps. But what's nice in most gyms now is they have resi pit landings, so the girls do not have to land on this hard surface every day when they train. And here comes the final pass, and she's still going frontwards with a front 1.5 twist.
Coach Bob said becoming an All-America last year should give Allison some confidence to help lead the team as a sophomore.
And there could be a little deduction for all of the front tumbling and no back tumbling. Variety is always a good thing.
Is that because of the injury, do you
Yes,
think?
it is. Absolutely.
This meet is still wire close. It could come down to that last rotation, maybe even the last 2 performers for each team.
And that's going to make it exciting.
She'll celebrate her 21st birthday come February 22nd. The junior out of Bay City, Michigan, Nicole Curler, last up on the vault from Michigan State.
They've had a strong vault rotation for sure, and she made an error on the front side.
Describe the error. What'd you see?
Well, I'm not really exactly sure, but something happened on the board. I don't know if her knees buckled. We'll see here in the slow motion here. Watch the contact here. And her knees are bent. Yes, something happened on the board where she buckled her knees and didn't get any power.
A gingerly landing at best. And another look. Let's see if we can see what happens on the board. She's almost grimacing on the run-up.
Yeah, she's definitely got some sore ankles there, taped up on both of them. She may have just punched the wrong way.
A little tender. Nicole Curler. She had hoped to do a lot better. From being able to swim when she was only 15 months of age to competing in 12 of 13 meets last year, missing only the Missouri meet because of that foot injury, to a super sophomore now for Illinois, Lashley Morris on the floor.
You are in for a show here. Starts off with a very nice double pike. Very dynamic music, which I think fits her personality.
How important is the music to the routine here on the floor?
For the most part, the athlete gets more into the performance if they love the music. It's always a little bit of an insight into their personality because most coaches allow the athletes to pick out their own music.
Balance, you always find balance between dance, ballet, gymnastics, tumbling.
And the more balanced it is, the better the routine. And here comes the last run. And it's a front tumbling pass. Well done.
Boy, she's got great ankles. I mean, the strength and the balance there on that last move out of the Johnson Global Gym Academy in Leesburg, Lashley Morris.
You watch Lashley when she takes off. She stands up very straight, which is what gives her the air time.
Well done for the kinesiology major who celebrated her 20th birthday this January 4th. The senior out of Greenfield, Minnesota now, Kiki Holman.
Kiki takes a deep breath as she gets ready to mount the beam. And she does a nice run-on punch front. Very well done.
How difficult is that? I mean, it looks very hard.
It's very hard, and to start off with such a big mount is a challenge, too. And then there's a three-pass element that looked awesome. Kiki's moving along very confident. Leap series, a little weak in the amplitude, which means it needs to actually rise more on the takeoff.
One of the more unusual routines we've seen on the beam, huh?
Yes, a good choice of skills, a little unique. And here comes her dismount, which is a round off, 1.5 twist, hard to stick, and she did a great job.
Buckeyes are looking to Kiki for some consistency and some tenacity this year in her senior season.
And here's the dismount. She takes a nice, good punch on the end of the beam. Legs are tight. Right into a 1.5 twist. She sees the landing and made that look easy.
Nice routine for the gal that's going on to landscape architecture. And how about that? A 9.800. So when we come right back to Columbus, we'll have the results of that third rotation for you. And in the fourth and final rotation, stick around. How about Allison Buckley on the vault for the Illini? On the bars for Michigan State, the outstanding Rochelle Robinson. And on the floor for the hometown Buckeyes, Rebecca Bess. Welcome back to Buckeye Land, Columbus, Ohio. We're at Ohio State for exciting women's gymnastics on the Big Ten Network. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Big Ten Conference and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this championship may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Big Ten Conference. And a big programming note, don't miss the biggest conference event for the gals for the year as Illinois hosts teams around the Big Ten competing for individual and team titles at the Big Ten Women's Gymnastics Championship. That's coming to you live on Saturday, March 21st, only here on the Big Ten Network. The Spartans, Mary Lee on the vault, Rochelle Robinson, as expected, the best, but Rogensack had a good one.
Yes, Rogensack, and this is not even her best event, so she certainly stepped up this evening.
The Tigers on the uneven bars want to meet Sarah Shire is having 9.900 for Missouri. Meanwhile, the Buckeyes, Kiki Holman 9.800 on the balance beam. Nicole Crowder right behind along with Rebecca Bess. And the Illini trying to claw their way to the top. So standings after 3 rotations, it's still tight. And for the Buckeyes of Coach Fagan trying to come from behind here at home. Coach, here at home, you came in with so much emotion and you've still got 1 rotation to go. Give your team a grade and tell us how come.
I'd say we're average at best right now, so I'd give us a C. I feel like we were really distracted from the first rotation. We had a judge show up late and kind of threw us out of our rhythm a little bit. And I just feel like the team's a little bit blah right now, so hopefully we can bring the spark back on this final rotation.
All right, in your coaching bag of tricks, how do you do that? How do you bring your team back with 1 rotation to go?
Well, it's easy to do on floor. Floor is one of the most exciting events, so I think it'll come naturally to the girls. But, you know, it's a 4-event meet, and everybody else has to do all 4 events too, so we're hoping we can pull something out here.
Play the fight song. Go get them.
Thanks.
So, Mary Lee, as we head into this 4th and final rotation, it all comes down to this. Illinois on the vault, the Spartans on the uneven bars, Tigers on the balance beam, and the Buckeyes, their strongest event, maybe the floor.
And every team has their work cut out for them.
The junior out of Bay City, Michigan, Nicole Curler now for the Spartans.
Cole mounts, goes right to a nice vertical handstand. Ginger with a small leg separation, but nice release move into a handstand on the low bar right at vertical. She does a very good job of showing a straight line, and there is a nice double layout dismount.
Says that Coach Kathy Kligas has taught her you must take the good with the bad since she's come to Michigan State. And the junior and her dismount.
Just look at the body shape. It's very stretched, very open, comes right in for a good landing.
On the junior Olympic national team, she was a champion on the beam, the junior Nicole Curler. The 5'2" junior out of Greenwood, Indiana, next for the Illini, Nicole Suki Kaut.
You see, they always, when they stand at the end there, they look down to the side to make sure they're starting on the exact number that they start on, so it's the same in every gym. And she does a Yurchenko layout half, very strong, good body shape, but a large hop on the landing.
Nailed a 9.875 twice last year.
Great strides on the run, very dynamic. Good entry in. Good contact, little bit low and flat when she made contact with the horse, which means she had to kind of whip her body to get off, which gave her the over rotation.
Bob Starkell says Suki's work ethic difficult to duplicate. 9.825 for Illinois. In her collegiate debut against Western Michigan a year ago, Nicole nailed a 9.650, and that was her first meet. 3 top 3 finishes in the bars a year ago. Here's the super sophomore out of Livonia.
Swings straight up to a handstand. Does a release move, very clean, legs were together all the way through, which can be challenging on a release move. There's her second one, a straddle back, almost a handstand. Here comes the dismount, which is a double layout and an almost stick again.
Teammates loved it. Nicole, a member of the Greek national team a couple of seasons ago.
Here comes that dismount. Nice position. Good landing, just a tiny little hop.
And for the sophomore, Kathy there with a pat on the shoulder, 9.800. Off an ACL injury in November last year, but back strong and better than ever. The junior, 5'4", out of Overland Park, Kansas, Brooke Bamer.
Sometimes those injuries, as awful as they seem, they bring many athletes back stronger. She starts with a press mount. Really impressed by her toe point. It's very beautiful, very extended. Showing a lot of strength and flexibility right off. Starts with a back handspring, another back handspring to a layout step out. Very solid. If you notice, she keeps her hips and her shoulders very square to the beam.
Back strong in the last 3 meets of last year at a 9.800 against Oklahoma. Career best 9.850 against Nebraska last year.
Nice switch leap. Showed great flexibility on her first leap. Front handspring to 2 feet. Original move. You don't see a lot of front tumbling on the beam because of the challenge of the landing. This has been a very solid routine with a solid dismount. That should be a great score.
Solid and cool on the dismount for the major in chemistry, and wants to go on in the medical field, and certainly worth another look.
A gainer back pike, something you usually see off the diving board.
And a belated happy birthday. She turned 21 yesterday. How about that? 9.800 for Brooke Bamer. What a future for this freshman, eh? Coach Fagan says Casey is progressing extremely well, back from a knee injury last year of high school. Her strongest event right here at the floor.
It's nice when the freshmen come along and do well on this event and are very strong. The seniors certainly appreciate it after 4 years of tumbling. Gives them a little bit of a break.
Teammates right there rooting her on. Here we go, getting it cranked up. A remarkable tumbler, what the coaches say.
Begins with some pretty remarkable jumps. You can see the amount of amplitude and air time she gets, which will lead probably right into this tumbling pass. Yes, and there it is, a nice double pike. More jump leap combination where you can see the air time. Judges a little entertainment right there in the corner. Two front layouts, nice clean pass. She's getting ready here to go again. Notice they all take those deep breaths. Nicely done.
Positive and a pretty clean routine right there from the freshman from nearby St. Peter High School in Mansfield, Ohio. A lot of friends and family motored on over to Columbus to watch her and root her on.
Here it comes, just two nice, simple, clean front layouts. Not much deduction there.
Casey wants to travel around the world after she graduates, but she's got a ways to go. 9.825, pretty good score for the freshman. Allison Buckley now on the vault for the Illini. This meet way up for grabs. It was tight after that third rotation.
Vault is going to be very important for the Illini, as close as they are. And that was a good attempt at a, yeah, I just think that those ankles are still not quite ready to go. She gets off to a really good start here. She looks dynamic, good hit on the board, comes off the horse. Just too much on those ankles.
Too much on the right ankle.
In particular, yes.
So she pushed off with that left wrist. The self-described superfly, who is happy and laid back, the sophomore, and a textiles and clothing major, Rebecca Best, on the floor now for Ohio State.
I think we're going to see this calm, cool, collected athlete come alive here in just a minute. She's going to open with a very dynamic first pass. Round off back handspring, double back with a full twist. Just a little short on the landing. That was her lead combination. You just see that personality, just kind of dry and calm and relaxed. Second pass is a 2.5 twist. Had some form problems there with the legs. And into the corner here with a little breather. Setting herself up. Front tumbling pass, two saltos done very well. And quite an interesting ending.
Very interesting ending. Had a little trouble with two landings on the first two passes.
And here's that last pass with very, very good form. Nice strong legs on the twist as well as the front layout.
Best on the floor in her career, a 9.900, but not tonight. But still strong words of encouragement there from a 3-year letter winner at Penn State when she was competing, and a captain her senior year, Coach Fagan, 2007 Big Ten Coach of the Year. Last up for the Spartans on the uneven bars, the junior Rochelle Robinson.
It's a great event for Rochelle. First of all, it saves her ankles a little bit. She only has to hit the floor one time, so she can spend a lot of extra time on this event. She is a big swinger. Here comes a giant release move over the high bar right into a straddle back. And now you're going to see a big dismount. She half turns right into a double tuck, and that was a stick.
Third in regionals, the highlight of her young gymnastics career last year.
Here it comes. It's clean because the knees are together. Very nice landing.
9.850 for Rochelle. Coach Bob Starkel has said for 4 straight years, this young lady, Marika, has been a valuable member of the program. I asked her what she's learned in her 4 years as a member of the Illini women's gymnastics team.
Definitely patience, you know, one skill at a time, don't rush things, and always be on time.
With her teammate writhing in pain, Allison Buckley, here is Marika Botterman now, last up for Illinois.
She hits a strong vault. The vault itself was good. A little struggle on the landing. As a senior, she knows it was time to step up to the plate. That's what's great about having a team in college.
How tough is it to nail it like that when you know that your teammate and friend is hurting over on the sideline?
It's very tough because you really want to make up the difference and help them not feel so bad.
Great job. Says there are no right or wrong decisions in life. If you trust in yourself, you'll make a happy outcome. Sometimes, she says, a rash decision the best way to go. Taylor Jones, just a freshman, but speaking like a senior and all that experience.
I think you're going to see some maturity here on floor for such a young athlete. Nice, strong first pass, double pike. Right away into the second pass. Nice double salto pass with a twist and a nice front layout. Certainly not afraid to perform in front of this home crowd.
We talked at the top of the telecast about the freshmen really making their mark and leading the way, leading in the all-around, leading on the floor, leading on the beam for the Buckeyes.
It's really nice when the freshmen step up because not only is it good for them, but it also pushes some of the upperclassmen. Taylor's definitely going to be one to push the upperclassmen this season. Like the enthusiasm in her look. Going into the last run, looks like she has a lot of energy. She does a nice 2.5 twist.
Five-time Junior Olympic qualifier, the 2007 Oklahoma Gymnast of the Year out of Edmond Memorial High School back in Edmond, Oklahoma. First pass for the freshman Taylor Jones.
Can even see the enthusiasm and the bounce in that ponytail. Here it comes, a nice double pike. Little bit of flex on those feet in the somersault, but nice strong finish.
Talks about the school spirit and the tradition of being a Buckeye, and nothing like a pep rally in this building before a football game. All that's missing from that Buckeye huddle is football coach Jim Tressel. When Mary Lee Tracy and our Big Ten Network women's gymnastics team comes right back to Columbus, we'll have the results of the fourth and final rotation and all the scores from the meet. Crown our champions. Stick around. Some future Big Ten stars right there, perhaps, out of the nearby Integrity Gymnastics Club right here in Columbus. They had a ball ages 6 through 12. Maybe they'll come back next week. We'll be back. We hope you'll be back as well to witness the skill and grace of more of the conference's best. More women's gymnastics action. The Iowa Hawkeyes come in. Larissa Libby, the coach, 9 freshmen on her squad, and of course the Buckeyes, freshman laden as well. Mark it down next Saturday, 8 o'clock Eastern time. How about Illinois on the vault?
Illinois did a consistent job, just not their best job on the vault.
Meanwhile, the Spartans' Rochelle Robinson was the best for Kathy Klages.
And the rest of the team held their own.
Brooke Bramer for the Tigers, Alicia Hatcher, and Mary Burke, 1, 2, 3 on the beam for those Tigers. And on the floor, the Buckeyes, Casey Williamson at 9.825 and Taylor Jones matched it. Overall standings, a bit of a surprise. Tigers come in, a strong effort for Missouri, eh?
Yes, they did, but Illinois was close behind and had a good effort to try to catch the Missouri team.
Illinois, Michigan State, Ohio State, all getting ready for the Big Ten Women's Championships. You'll see that one live. How about in the all-around competition here tonight? Nicole Cowart for the Illini, the best. Rebecca Best finished up there in the 5th hole. And what do you think? Final thoughts as we get ready for that Big Ten Women's Championship and more great action?
I think we have a lot of strong all-arounders on all of the top teams. Now we just have to hit some of the